Hey, how you guys doing? James Humphrey here with Associates Productions Movie Reviews. I got my co-host here, Jimmy, and today we are talking about
Mortal Kombat.
The thing that's on his shirt there is what we're talking about. Oh man, let's go ahead and get into it. First one. Hold on. Let's take it back to the year of 1995.
The games were cool.
The games were cool, but the movie came out. The first one came out in 1995. Games came out like in the 80s or something.
Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah,
it's a Sega Genesis.
Yeah, Sega Genesis game.
So,
I would say it's one of its first of its kind.
Where it was kind of a movie based on a video game.
Yeah, based on a video game that was really popular
and fairly accurate on how it was based off of the game too.
Yeah, actually pretty good.
So.
Actually pretty good. I'm trying to think. The only video game movie was Super Mario Brothers.
Oh God,
it's the 90s though. We're back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's such a terrible movie.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. 1995. I was like 6.
I was 5.
Yeah.
I got you by a year.
There you go.
Yeah.
And,
or no, you got me by a year. Crap.
Yeah, the movie itself
wasn't bad, but
it wasn't
horribly
bad.
cheesy. Horribly fucking
horribly
cheesy.
So
fucking Goro, man.
This is back in a time where it was very little special effects. Most of the wildness of movies came from a lot of flipping, a lot of jumping, a lot of high kicks, a lot of
all that string like long kick.
Yeah,
shit.
all that stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of acrobatic bullshit to make it look cool.
Yeah.
So,
some dude doing a triple backflip that there's no way. Like,
yeah. And then
the cheesy sound effects.
Yeah.
Cough.
And of course they had back in those days. I had to attach a big name to movies to help sell them because in the movie.
Wasn't the guy who played Raiden Highlander or some shit?
Yeah, so that's Christopher Lambert. Yeah. They had to attach, an A-list actor back in that time to help sell the movie because then, like I said, you had a bunch of B, C's, D's, E's, F, G actors, a bunch of nobodies that nobody knew about,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they had the girl.
Sonya.
Yeah, she played in like Billy Madison and stuff like that.
That's who she was.
Yeah.
I was trying to place her. I kept looking at it. I was like, who the hell is that?
Even then, it's like she wasn't
up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I want to say Mortal Kombat came out before Billy Madison, didn't it?
I think so. I actually think it did. So if anything, Mortal Kombat made her fucking career.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, would we really say that movie made anybody's career, or did it really tank their career? I mean, they had a sequel at least. So.
Yeah, they did.
But and then the guy who played was it? Oh hell, his name escapes me. I've been thinking about it all day. The guy who steals the souls.
Oh, I don't know that dude's name. He's in a lot of movies though.
Yeah,
and he actually plays a lot of villains in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
but I don't know that dude's name.
I was trying to think of his character's name in general.
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn. Okay. Yeah. I was like, I felt like he made a good Shao Kahn though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
he had that demeanor to him where he's like, I felt like that dude probably could have stole your soul.
Yeah. I recently just watched it. A couple days ago. And at the end of the movie, I was actually kind of amped up. I was like, oh shit, man, this movie wasn't that bad. I mean, the fight scenes were pretty good. I actually really liked the fight scene between Johnny Cage and Sub-Zero, or not Sub-Zero, but Scorpion.
Yeah.
I like that. Fight scene was actually pretty good.
It was. They did a good job with it, and then the detail to the characters too, and then Scorpion's get over here.
Yeah, and then looking at animation back in that day is like, fuck.
Right. That fucking thing, it's
that
so bad. It's so bad.
Cartoon thing oh my god, it was
so bad but so good at the time.
so bad but so good. But like I said, in that time, it was good. We watching it though, I mean, the fight scenes are just horrible. Other than that Johnny Cage Sub-Zero, what it was that the
girl got kicked in the balls.
Yeah, it was the timing of all their punches and kicks. If you really look at it, the detail of it is like he throws a punch and he keeps that punch out there, waiting for the other character to counter and do something, and then going back and forth. It wasn't that fluid back then, but like I said, it was back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And
so, choreographed fight scenes weren't really a perfected art at the time.
Yeah, it was still good.
Yeah,
Still good for the 90s. You know,
yeah.
If that movie came out today, it'd lose money.
It'd go negative.
Yeah, it would. I don't think anybody would actually make it. You know, actually, we talked about that, and there's totally a fucking Mortal Kombat remake that we're going to talk about later on.
Yeah, but at least we had decent effects in that one.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Let's fast forward to 1997.
Is that when that one came out?
Yes.
They didn't waste no time, did they?
They did not.
Huh. The baby making factory for this movie.
Yeah.
That one was shit.
It was complete shit.
Like,
it's really bad.
They at least kept the same rating.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
They got a new rating.
Oh wait,
they kept the same. They kept the same Liu Kang and Katana.
Right. And they changed him out for the guy. He's actually the FBI agent in Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, his name is James Romero.
Yeah.
So. I want to say he had a good career, but he really didn't.
No.
He did not have a good career.
Like,
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I was gonna say,
I'm not going to disrespect him. He had a good career. He had a good run. He didn't do a lot of Hollywood movies, and his voice acting is probably more popular compared to his.
I was gonna say
acting.
he does have that voice. Like,
well, he does several voices for Justice League and cartoon movies and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably where you
recognize the voice.
Okay,
you know. Makes sense.
I think one of the things they failed at miserably.
The whole thing.
Other than the whole thing was. Of course, they recast most of the cast members. So obviously, it came out in 1995.
I was gonna say Jax was different too.
Yeah, it came out in 1995, and so the movie more or less tanked in theaters, or it didn't do too well with people's career.
Yeah.
But they decided to go for a second one anyway, and then all the characters or actors more or less either wanted more money or they didn't want anything to do with the sequel because it was bad.
Yeah.
So they recasted Raiden, Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade.
The fucking story was just so shitty because it was Raiden's vendetta against the gods and shit,
mm-hmm.
and
if you really think about it, this is more or less like just a family drama fucking show.
Yeah,
it's bad. It's like really bad. Like at the first one, they had Liu Kang and his brother, and his brother died. Blah 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 blah. Who gives a shit? Yeah. But with this one, you got
the brother against brother,
and their dad is beefing, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then you got Katana and her mom.
Oh, yeah.
And the drama between their bullshit.
Katana, though. Mm.
Yeah. And then it's almost like they brought everybody else's brother or sister into the story. So you had Sub-Zero's brother in the movie.
Yeah.
For whatever the fuck reason.
Wasn't he the lizard?
Well, he was he played Sub-Zero, but he was like Sub-Zero's brother.
Yeah.
And then they more or less recast or brought in Scorpion again.
Yeah.
From wherever the fuck he came from. Whatever. Who cares?
He just comes back from hell. Like, he dies, he goes to hell, he comes back. And
then you have, obviously you have the reptiles who are cousins with the...
Yeah. Dude, the fucking little reptile things that were running around in the...
very annoying.
Dude, and they were just so badly animated. Like, that every special effect in that movie was just so badly animated. Yeah. It's... Like, the first one had better fucking animation.
It actually did.
And it's like, that's sad. It came out sooner.
That little fucking lizard monster thing, whatever.
That was weird. I saw the tassel bounce and it distracted me. I'm going to lose the pellet.
Yeah. I usually throw mine around.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway.
And then here, it's almost like they amped up the flipping and the kicking.
Yeah.
That became kind of pointless. Like, this dude is flipping and kicking for no reason. He's flipping on air in the fight scene, and they're not. It's really bad. The fight scenes got worse.
Reminds me of a whole nother movie on a character one. But
yeah. Here's another worst thing. Their costumes. Their costumes look like they're cosplaying as themselves from the damn video game.
Right.
It's really bad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's good to have the video game accuracy, but these are cheap. I made these from fucking Kmart at the time.
Yeah. Like the dude with the claws and everything.
Yeah.
It's like he went to the store and bought a brand new shirt and then went to the set and started fighting. It's It's like really bad.
The Party City special, man.
You know, and then even with Jax's arms, you can tell like his arms are in a sleeve of some fake metal bullshit.
Yeah. Like,
And he's fighting around, and then when he rips them off at the end of the movie, he literally just unsleeves the fucking thing.
Right.
It's really bad.
It's
really bad. And then let's talk about the ending.
With the fucking how he turns into the dragon. Yeah, that was.
Yeah. At the end of the movie, they both anamorph into some monster, and they anamorph for like 5 seconds, and then they morph back to being humans, and then they fight again. It's pretty hilarious. And then they're all like, "Hey, how are we gonna, determine the world, of the fate of the world?" And they're like, "Oh, do Mortal Kombat." And then the music plays for 2 seconds, and Liu Kang gets his ass whooped. And then
Liu Kang always gets his ass whooped.
Which makes no sense for him being the one in both movies to save the world if he continuously gets his ass kicked.
Right. Him and Johnny Cage, they both got their shit rocked.
Yeah. Well, Johnny Cage didn't even last 5 minutes in the fucking movie.
That's true.
It's like that they recast that actor, but that actor couldn't fight or couldn't do any stunts, or couldn't do anything.
That's right. He did.
So they just killed him.
Yeah.
And then when they brought everybody back at the end of the movie, they didn't bring back Johnny Cage, but
He was the only one.
he was the only one that actually died in the whole fucking thing. Like, I thought that was... They even brought back Raiden. But they didn't
Well, you
bring back
can't
Johnny
get rid
Cage.
of Raiden. He's like the main character.
Yeah.
So-
It becomes like an elder or something.
Yeah, some stupid shit.
Some stupid shit like that.
So bad.
It's so bad.
That's so bad. Fucking the pyramid scheme. That's what I'm gonna call that fight. The pyramid scheme, because it's literally on that like ancient pyramid looking thing.
Well, here's the thing. They saved the world, right?
Yeah.
And it almost like they all popped out of a dream. Like they just fixed everything. Like everything went back to normal. Like they imagined, like they're high on some shit, and they just imagined the whole fucking...
Whoever fucking made that movie was probably high on some shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's not a lot of movies that are like the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat Annihilation is most definitely like top 3 worst movies of all time. Probably in history. There's some other...
Let me hear the top 2 on your end.
I can't think of any right now.
Yeah.
Because there's been plenty of movies I walked out of and said, fuck this and blah that and blah this, but those are usually like a plot twist that sucked or part of the movie that sucked. Everything about this movie sucked. From like the ending of the first one with the different cast to the beginning of the second one with a totally different cast and totally different look.
Yeah.
And everything, if it's supposed to leave off from how the first one ended.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they all had a new wardrobe when...
They got a makeover.
Yeah.
Graphics sure as hell didn't.
In order to preserve most of the minutes for this episode, we got to continue on with the next movie, because if we keep going on, we'll go on for about 30 more minutes of passion how bad this fucking movie is.
Oh, shit.
So after remake after remake of different web series and cartoons and whatever,
we got to the new one. That came out in...
it was last year, 2021.
Yeah. Yep.
They finally decided to remake Mortal Kombat.
Which, the movie was good.
Movie was good.
Overall. Action, it was good.
Action was good.
I did like the fact that they kept the character originality.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out what the fuck they were doing with Scorpion's ancestor.
I like that they actually explain the stories of the different characters compared to just throwing them in there. Because I think in the first one, like, they were all possessed by Shao Kahn or whatever.
Something like that, yeah.
Some shit like that. But at least on this one, they all have their own mind of their own, and they all have their own backstory.
Speaking of Shao Kahn, the actor they got to play him, I can't take that guy seriously. He ain't gonna steal my soul. He fucking ratted out everybody in the Dark Knight. Like, he is not intimidating enough to be that character.
He also played in Shang-Chi. He was the Bane boss in the Ten Rings or whatever in Shang-Chi.
Bane boss of what? Infants?
I don't know, man. We'll talk about that
Anyways,
Marvel movie later.
But, and then for the most part, they kept to the characters.
Yeah.
The guy with the hat, the razor blade hat, that was cool. I can't remember his name, but he was fun to play as in the games.
Okay.
But
I thought it was like Sun Shu or something
like that.
Yeah.
But
They all-
Sub-Zero and Scorpion,
Same.
they like gave them way too modern of an like armor look.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of took away from that like fun when you watch it for the like based off the game.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was cool that they explained kind of that feud between Sub-Zero and Scorpion a little bit more.
That's actually like I think the main plot of the series is a feud between Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Yeah, because Sub-Zero kills his family.
Yeah, because Liu Kang really doesn't have shit to do with
any of it.
Besides, he's a player on the roster. You know?
Yeah.
Other than that, he's not really the main character or the one to fix the realms and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
They brought in a new character.
Which was his ancestor.
Yes, his name's Cole or some shit like that.
Yeah. Because originally, when I first seen it, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And like they kind of hint at it and all that in the start, but like I was just trying to figure out his like connection to the games and all that too, and it was a completely new like.
Yeah, he was a totally new character.
Like
to the whole franchise or whatever.
So.
And then
which was cool. It was a new twist.
Yeah, and it centered around him. But I was expecting if he's going to be the ancestor of Scorpion, that he'd have the
it sounded a little bit
whatever
cooler powers.
You know, but he has like some fucking armor bullshit.
Yeah,
that's a little confusing.
Looks all gold and shit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, his power
literally looks like a friggin' animated Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm trying to think like, I know his power is to take an ass whooping, but is the armor to help him take the ass whooping, or how's that work? You know,
I mean, it seemed like it was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Goro was throwing him around like a fucking ragdoll there for a minute. But
they had Sonya Blade and Jax in there.
I thought it was cool how they did Jax's character. Kind of showed a new perspective of how he got his arms.
Well, it's pretty much a new perspective of how all of them get their powers.
Yeah.
So they have to like go do some under stress or whatever.
Yeah.
To unlock their inner hero to get the powers that they. It's
and then they finally had like each one got a chance to do their special move too. So
shitty ass plot twist. Because like, oh, you're chosen, so you have a different power compared to this guy who's chosen, who has a totally different power.
But then there was the guy that wasn't chosen that still ended up with the power.
Yeah.
So.
And then you have
Kano, which it was weird how they did Kano because I was so used to him with his metal.
Well, he gets the eye.
I mean, he still gets the eye, but he doesn't have the metal face going on anymore.
No, he died in this one, didn't he?
Yeah, he got fucked.
Yeah, he got
stabbed in the eye.
Yeah, and so I don't think we're gonna see him in the next one.
Dude, it's Mortal Kombat. It's like Dragon Ball Z. Somebody will get wished back to life by the second one.
This is very true. This is very, very true because apparently Sub-Zero died and become smoke.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I mean, we know Scorpion will be back.
Like dies,
again,
but
he comes back from hell like every other. He comes back every other weekend. He comes visit his kids.
Yeah, you know, and then, well, I guess Jax didn't die, but he got his ass whooped to get the arms in the first place.
Yeah, Sub-Zero froze him off.
Yeah, which was actually pretty good.
Right.
But here's the thing, though. I understand that they made it violent.
Yeah.
But it's almost like it's too violent to like.
But I mean, that was the thing in the games too, was the gore. Like they tried to go for that, like really brutal fatalities and shit like that.
But I'm like, you can only lose so much blood before you kind of give up fighting. You know what I mean? If you get your face bashed in and there's just blood everywhere, I'm like, how much blood has this guy fucking lost to keep this fight going? You know what I mean? I guess there are like super humans or metahumans or
something like that. So.
However you want to call it.
They're chosen. They're magical.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it was still a good movie. Fight scenes were good. Story-wise, it got much better. Story-wise, because then it actually kept you interested in the different characters on what the hell was going on. Raiden was doing his little
Raiden was an interesting pick on that one.
I don't ever see this motherfucker fight.
Yeah. He just kind of shows up and he put up that like electric shield.
Yeah,
and
like he never fights. Like in the first one, he
never really fought in the first one.
Well, like I said, they just attached the A-list character to just walk around and talk shit, which is what he did. He walked around and talked shit, and then he left.
Until the second one, and then the second one was shit anyways.
The second one was shit
He
anyway.
got his ass whooped constantly.
But if you pay close attention, the stunt double is horrible in the second one. In that little fight scene where he fights the little reptile people. Yeah, that's not James Remire. Yeah.
No, yeah, you can tell.
He's like in his early 40s in that movie or something like that. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if you pay close enough attention to the stunt double, I'm pretty sure he's bald too.
I wouldn't surprise me if he's wearing a wig.
Maybe.
It's really bad.
Because, like, I know his hair was, like, super short in that movie, but it wasn't that short.
It was bad. It was bad.
So.
And anyway, so I would like to see, because that was my character when I picked. When I played Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I played Raiden.
Yeah, because the electricity was bad.
He did that little slide thing.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it in any other movies, which kind of pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah, everybody got their special in the remake, but Raiden didn't have shit.
Yeah, like, I understand his role where he's like, he's just the...
He's the Optimus Prime of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and he doesn't really do anything, but it'd be nice to see him do something.
Exactly. So.
Because it's like everybody breaks the rules but Raiden. I'm like, dude, you gotta break rules sometimes.
Right, everybody else is fucking shit up. Hop in, like,
you know, like whatever.
So obviously the gods don't care because they're still kicking everybody else's ass and hopping realms.
Interested to see what they're gonna do with the different, the newer characters they're gonna bring for the sequel.
Yeah, because they hinted at Johnny Cage. Scorpion's son or ancestor or whatever was going hunting for new champions.
More new champions. So. Go find people that has the same tattoo that he does.
Yeah, or marking, birthmark, whatever.
So weird.
I need to get that as a tattoo now. Maybe I'll unlock my inner chi or whatever.
What did they call it? They didn't call it
I can't even remember what the fuck they called it. It was something. It was something.
I did watch the movie.
Ridiculous. Yeah, I did too. But it was one of those like.
You gotta unlock your. I don't know. I forgot what it was.
What was it? It's like Aura or Aurora or something.
It was Who Cares.
It was Who Cares.
Yep. They have to unlock their Who Cares.
Wait, wrong series.
Are you done? I'm done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, good movie. First one was good. Second one was trash.
Yeah. They have like other cartoons and web series and stuff like that. They
had a trash series that came with the DVD trilogy set thing. Yeah. It was ass.
They had like
Don't waste your time.
A YouTube web series. Actually, it was all right. It was like 12 minutes an episode or 5 minutes an episode, and it sucked too. Yeah.
So,
next week,
Ninja Turtles.
We're doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wise man once said, "Forgiveness is divine, but
never pay full
price for late pizza."
Yeah. So we're doing what 1, 2, and 3 of the originals.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then we're going to do the 2 newest ones, which was just pretty much a remake of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and then Out of the Shadows.
Just made them creepy.
I feel like for teenagers, they wouldn't be so fucking big, but they are like mutated turtles, though.
It's true.
They're like fucking huge.
They're pumped up. Like, Arnold, get down.
Like on steroids or something. But I guess that's what they fed them with steroids, so that makes sense.
Might shrink
their minds are like teenagers or some shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I feel like if they've been trained to be ninjas, they'd be a little bit more mature, but that's none of my business.
But that's none of my business.
That's none of my business. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next week.
Flawless review.
There you go. Jimmy, James, Associates Collections Movie Reviews.